Good morning. Namaste to each of you. Thank you for joining me this morning to honor your mind and your body and your spirit. Let's just take a moment to become present. Find a nice, comfortable seated position on a cushion or a block, pillow, towel, blanket, something that will allow your spine and the back of your neck to sit nice and straight and tall. Opening up your chest, opening up your diaphragm, and opening up your heart. Gently close your eyes and soften your thoughts. Kind of just don't let the voice be loud, just kind of soften it. Soften your eyes. What you need to see, you just soften that and just gentle view of the world. Soften your shoulders. Just relax any tension that has built up. Let the weight of the world be removed from your shoulders. And soften your heart. Just be open and loving toward yourself today. Observe your breath as it is, soft and gentle, breathing life into you with each inhale, and relaxation with each exhale. And feel the grace of being present, returning to that awareness again and again. You may open your eyes now. For this morning's intention, you may think of a positive word or phrase to have with you on your mat, perhaps carry with you throughout the day. This morning's intention I'd like to talk about is Santosha. We've been talking about the 8 limbs of yoga, and the second limb being the Niyamas. And the Niyamas are guidelines on how to interact with yourself, going in, not viewing the world like the Yamas are. And there's 5 Niyamas, the second of which is Santosha. And Santosha is Sanskrit for contentment. Contentment is an inner feeling of satisfaction, of fullness, and it's in the now, so that events and things of the outer world don't set us off balance. It's kind of a softening stabilizer. And with contentment, we feel inner peace, just something that is in our core and always present. Many of us do yoga poses, what we call asanas, for our bodies, so that our bodies can be happy and healthy. Santosha, or being content, is what we can do for our mind and our spirit, so they can be happy and healthy. And there's even an asana, if you will, for the Santosha, and it is gratitude. So this morning we're going to do a guided meditation for gratitude. We kind of to build our Santosha muscle, if you will, through the gratitude. And if you'd like to have a mudra while we're going through the meditation, there's one called Tse. It's actually spelled Tse, but it's pronounced say. And that improves your mood. It decreases depression and anxiety. And to do that, you'd hold your hands up, bring your thumb across your hands, and bring your fingers over them. It's almost a fist, but you're enclosing your thumb in that. And gently do that and just relax your hands on your knees. So we'll begin our meditation, our guided meditation. So take a few deep breaths and let your chest rise and fall with each inhalation and exhalation. When you are ready, let your eyes drift close. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, let your attention rest gently on your breath, feeling the movement as it enters and exits your body. Each time you exhale, let go of any tension. On your next exhale, settle your attention to the area around your heart. Focus on the feelings of love, compassion, and empathy. With your intention on your heart center, bring to mind something or someone you are grateful for. As you continue with your easy, relaxed breathing, perhaps you feel grateful for being alive and healthy. Perhaps you are grateful for the abundance of nature that produces food to nourish. Perhaps you are grateful for the beautiful scenery to nourish your soul. Bring your attention to people who truly nourish you in your life and how they bless you with their presence. Your gratitude for your own life and the many gifts you are blessed with. Now bring your attention to how this gratitude feels in the area of your heart. With each inhale, let this feeling grow outwards. Let it expand and fill your chest, your arms, your hands, your legs, your feet. With each inhale, this feeling grows, filling you up. And now, even as you return your attention to your breath, let your body remember the sensations of your gratitude. That's the end of the guided meditation. So I will meet you on the mat. We'll begin our asana. Come into a nice, comfortable seated position. And we'll start with our sun breaths and chest openers. We're bringing our fingers to the mat, just the tips. And inhale slowly, lifting our hands up over our head. Palms come together, and then palms come slowly to the heart center on the exhale. Inhale, opening the hands to each side, opening up your chest, bringing the hands back as far as what's comfortable to really open your chest. And then gently exhale as we close our hands in front of us. And inhale, lifting our hands up overhead. Have your arms come beside your ears, really stretching up. And then gently let your fingertips return back down to the mat. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale slowly up. Big, deep inhale. Palms come together. Palms come down to heart center on the exhale. Inhale, open the hands slowly, as wide as what's comfortable, opening up your chest. Bringing the shoulder blades toward each other. And then gently exhaling, closing the hands in front of us. Inhale up. Stretching up to the sky. And exhale down. One more time, inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale to open. And exhale to close. Inhale up. Stretch all the way up to the sky. And exhale down. Then we'll bring our arms up to shoulder height. We're going to do some twists with our hands. So we're going to revolve our hands so that they're facing up. Palms are facing toward the sky. And then we're going to revolve our hands backwards as far as you can go, maybe so that the palms are facing up to the sky, or not, whatever feels comfortable in your shoulders. And then we'll just slowly inhale, twisting them back up so the palms are facing up to the sky again. And then rotate them all the way around, maybe so the palms are facing up, maybe not. Whatever's comfortable. And then inhale, spinning them back around so the palms are facing up. And we'll do that 2 more times. Rotate them as far around as what's comfortable. And then rotate back. And one more time, rotating around. And rotating back. And then we'll lower our hands. Having your right leg in front of you, we're going to keep that right leg there, but we're going to bring the left knee up to the sky and grab hold of your left ankle and turn it out so that your legs are going to be in an M shape. So the knees are facing forward. You have the right foot on the left thigh, the left foot over here, and they're creating this M shape. And this is deer pose. So we're going to go And twist our torso to the right. Left hand's on the right knee, right hand's behind our hip. And just take a few breaths here. And then return to center. We'll bring the left leg back to crossing, but have that left leg in front this time. And we're going to go back to our arm rotations. So bringing our arms up to shoulder height, having our palms reaching toward the sky, face up, and then we'll rotate them around again as far as what's comfortable. We'll do that 4 more times. Rotate back, rotate all the way around again. That's 2. Rotate around. That's 3. Rotate around. And just see if you can breathe relaxation into your shoulders while you're doing that. It's 4. And then one last time, rotate around. And then 5. And then we'll bring our hands down. So with our left leg in front, we're going to lift our right knee up and grab our right ankle and bring it to alongside of us. So again, making that M shape with our knees. Coming into deer pose, we'll bring our right hand to our left knee, left fingers behind our hip, sending our torso to the left. And then we'll twist back to center. Then we're going to come up on our hands and knees. So facing whichever way you'd like, that's comfortable on your hand, on your mat. Actually, probably facing forward. I'm the one that's going to the side. And coming into tabletop, so our shoulders are right below or above our wrists rather, and our knees are below our hips. Fingers are spread out. Gentle pressure in both hands to create this nice even balance of weight, even distribution of weight in our hands. And also creating space between our shoulders and our ears. We'll just do a few head turns. So we're gazing down, and then we're going to send our gaze over to the right, and then back down again, and then send it over to the left, and then back down again, over to the right, back down, over to the left, back down, to the right, just kind of creating a nice even flow, back down, over to the left, back down, and one last time to the right, back down, and one last time to the left, back down. And then we'll continue on in our tabletop. We're going to come into cat-cow, so rounding our back on the exhale, dropping our head and tailbone down. Oh, I just heard a nice pop in my spine. That felt really good. And then lifting our head and tailbone up, sending our gaze straight ahead. And then exhale, rounding our back. Head and tailbone go down. And then inhale, lifting our head up, sending our gaze straight forward. And continue on at your own pace, synchronizing your movements with your breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. And then come back to tabletop. And where your hands are, we're going to drop our elbows to right where the hands are on the mat, sending the fingertips out in front of us. And keeping the hands, fingertips splayed, and keeping a gentle grip on the mat. We're going to walk our knees back to the point where we can bring our forehead down to the mat and just stretch our spine out. And we'll come into it's called extended puppy, or I'm going to call it happy puppy today. And then walk our knees back up. Come back to tabletop. And drop our hips down to our ankles and come into child's pose. And you can extend your hands out in front of you or wrap them around you, whichever feels good today. And then coming back up to tabletop, we'll kickstand our left foot out so that's off the mat. Keeping our left wrist right below our left shoulder, we're going to extend our right foot down to the bottom of the mat. We'll do a modified side plank. So we're just going to keep our foot back, our foot down at the end of the mat. We're going to keep that on the mat and just sweep our hand up and overhead, following our hand with our gaze. Nice big inhale, and just opening up our heart by sending the hand back as far as what's comfortable for you. And then bringing that hand back down. And we'll do that 2 more times. So just gently sweeping our hand up, following the hand with our eyes, keeping our chest nice and open, heart nice and open. And come back down. And one last time, sweeping it up. And then coming back down. And we'll do that on the other side. So back to tabletop. We'll kickstand our right foot out. Right wrist right below the right shoulder. Left foot all the way extended to the bottom of the mat. And we'll sweep our left hand up and back as far as what's comfortable, really opening up your chest and opening up your heart. And then bringing it back down again. And 2 more times at your own pace. Nice even flow. Big inhales and exhales. And then we'll return to tabletop. We'll tuck our toes under, walk our hands back, coming up onto the tippy toes, onto the balls of our feet, pushing down, coming up to mountain pose. So we'll just take a moment to become nice and grounded. We'll lift our toes up off the mat, spread them apart as far as you can, and then bringing them back down to the mat, lifting our heels up off the mat, and then setting them back down, really feeling that connection to your mat, to the earth, that stillness, that stability, that strength comes with mountain pose. And we'll have our legs nice and straight and strong with a gentle bend always in our knees. Navel's tucked to the spine, elongating our spine and the back of our neck. Shoulders are relaxed and rolled back, bringing the shoulder blades toward one another. Navel's tucked to the spine, again, really creating that length. Crown of our head is reaching to the sky. We'll take our hands and sweep on big inhale, all the way up overhead. And then exhale, bringing the hands all the way down to the mat, bending our knees as we go to support our lower back. We'll just check in here for a moment. And then bring your hands to your shins, flattening out your back, spine, and back of your neck is nice and straight, long. And then send the crown of your head down toward the mat. And just let gravity take over here for a moment. And sweeping your hands all the way up overhead. Coming up onto your tippy toes. And then exhale, we're going to bring the hands slowly down as we bring our heels slowly down to the mat. And sweep again up, coming up slowly with control onto your tippy toes. And then slowly come down on the exhale, slowly lowering your hands, slowly lowering your heels. And one last time, sweeping up, all the way up onto your tippy toes. And then exhale down, and slowly with control. And then once your heels have landed, you bring your hands all the way down to the mat, bending your knees, and then hands to your shins, flat back, gaze straight down. And then sending the crown of your head down toward the mat. And then sweeping your hands all the way up overhead, bringing your palms together, up overhead. And then we'll send our right hand down to our right thigh, sliding it down toward our right knee as we tilt our torso over to the right. And then inhale, coming back up. Left hand comes down, sliding it down toward the left knee and tilting our torso over to the left. We'll do that one more time on each side, bringing the left hand up. Right hand comes down, sliding the right hand down towards your knee. And then coming back up. And then bringing your left hand down, sliding it down towards your knee. And then coming back up. Both hands overhead, and then bringing them both back down to the mat, bending our knees as we go. Inhale, hands to the shins, flat back, long neck. Then sending the crown of our head down toward the mat. And sweeping our hands up overhead. Palms come together. Palms come to heart center. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm going to do. A few just foot extensions as we lift our hand up. And then, so you're gonna send your foot behind you, landing on the ball of your foot, and then rolling down toward your foot down toward the mat so that the heel is placed on the mat. So it's a slight warrior one pose. And then we'll come back. We'll do that on the other side, sending the left foot back, landing on the ball, and then rolling that left foot down so that the heel comes toward the mat. Arms are extended up, and then coming back. Arms come down. We'll do that just a little bit faster. Extend it back, come back up or down, hands are down. And then extend the left foot, rolling it all the way down to the heel. And then back. One more time on each side. So right foot goes back, lands on the ball, rolling it down toward the heel. And then coming back, extending the left foot back, landing on the ball, bringing the heel down to the mat, and back. We'll bring our hands up overhead again, palms come together, hands come all the way down to the mat, bending your knees as you go, forward fold, hands come to your shins, nice flat back. And then sending the crown of your head down toward the mat. And then sweeping your hands all the way up overhead. Palms come together. Palms come to heart center. Ooh. Palms come to the back of your hips, with fingertips pointing down. The palms on your hips. Shoulders are relaxed and rolled back. Chin is ever so slightly tucked toward your chest. And then we'll just drop our shoulders back, come into a supported back bend, just to the point where your breath is nice and even still. There's a good flow. And then bringing your shoulders back up. Well done. Yes, we get 2 cameo appearances today with Oscar. All righty. So you may have noticed we've skipped over our pranayama section, our breathing technique. And with contentment as the intention today, I love to bring in that pranayama called breath of joy. And if you remember, it's kind of like conducting an orchestra. I think of Beethoven when he's conducting the Ode to Joy. So it's that idea. So there's 3 movements on the inhale. So inhale, 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 and then one big exhale. So inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. One last time. Inhale, 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 exhale. Well done. So we're gonna, next, we're gonna lift our right foot. We're in mountain pose. Lift our right foot up and extend it in back, but try to extend it further back than what you were doing in the previous exercise. So we're gonna come into warrior 2. So you may wanna just scooch into your favorite warrior 2 distance. The front knee should be over your ankles. You should be able to see your big toe. Back foot can be as far away. The guideline it's a guideline, is when you lift your arms, your feet should be under your wrists That's a guideline. So chest is open to the long side of the mat. Arms are stretched at shoulder height. Slowly turning your gaze to your left fingertips, feeling the strength of this pose. And then bringing the right hand down to your thigh, lifting the left hand up for peaceful warrior. And then coming down with your left hand so that your left forearm rests on your left thigh, sweeping your right hand up to the sky, sending your gaze up there. And then we'll bring the right hand down to the mat, pivoting on the foot, coming into runner's lunge. Right hand is on the mat. And we're going to sweep our left hand up. So runner's lunge with a twist. Opening up our chest, opening up our heart. Bringing the left hand back down. We're going to bring our left foot back down to the right foot, coming into plank pose. Wrists are right below the shoulders. Heels are pushing to the back of the mat. Navel's tucked to the spine, elevating the hips slightly so no saggy tummies. And then I want you to come down to the mat, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, but whichever you choose, do it very slowly and try to pause before you hit the mat. And then when you're comfortable, you can lower onto the mat. With your hands right below your shoulders, you're going to lift the chin and chest up gently, just keeping your hands on the mat. And then slowly lower it back down. That baby cobra. And then we're going to lift the chin and chest and gently push down, the hands lifting the chest up off the mat for a regular cobra. And then bringing that back down. And the next one will be up dog. So we're going to push down, extending our arms fully, and our tops of our feet, we're going to be engaged with the mat. So push down, extend our arms fully, and we're on the tops of our feet. And then we'll pivot our feet so they come back to plank pose. And once you're in plank pose, you can bring your knees down to the mat, yay. And we're going to come into modified side plank again. So kickstand your left foot outside the mat. Left wrist is right below your left shoulder. Extend your right foot down to the bottom of the mat. And this time we're going to sweep our hand and our foot up to the sky. And then come back down. And then we'll just keep doing that. Nice, even flow, back up. And then back down. And then flowing back up again. And then back down. And you continue to do that, or if you're a little more adventurous, you may want to do a side plank. So coming back to plank, lift the right leg up, cross it over the left, coming onto the left arm, sweeping the right arm up to the sky. And then back down, coming back to plank pose, bringing your knees back down to the mat, and then your your hips to your heels, coming into child's pose. And then we'll come back to tabletop, tuck our toes under, lifting our hips up to downward dog, and we'll just walk our dog for a moment. And then slowly walk our feet up to our hands till we get to forward fold, and sweep our hands all the way up to the sky. Hands come together, hands come to heart center. And maybe we'll just do a few more ode to joys. That inhale 3 times. Remember at the beginning, I always say about bringing life into you with each inhale. So that's the idea where you're inhaling triple time. So you're bringing that life and energy into you. So let's do it again, just a few times. So inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. You can have that Beethoven Ode to Joy soundtrack in your head. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, 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 exhale. Well done. I love that. Alrighty, so then we're going to go back to mountain pose. Feel nice and stable in our right foot. Lift our left foot up. And then we're going to send it as far back of us as we can to come into warrior 2. So scooch into your favorite warrior 2 pose. And then we'll swing our arms up to shoulder height. Chest is facing the long side of the mat. And then gently turning our head to look at our right fingertips. Then inhaling, bringing the left hand down the left thigh, right hand up to the sky. And then bringing the right forearm down to the right thigh, sweeping the left hand up to the sky, sending your gaze up to it. And then bringing the left hand all the way down to the mat, pivoting your feet, coming into runner's lunge. You can have the left hand on the mat and sweep the right hand all the way up to the sky. And then bring that back down. And then we'll bring the right foot down to meet with the left foot, coming into plank pose. Wrists are right below the shoulders. And again, with a chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, we're going to slowly come down and maybe pause. And then land on the mat. And then bringing our hands below our shoulders. We'll just lift our chin up off the mat. I think I said chin, chest last time. Just the chin or baby cobra. And then bringing it back down. And then pushing down gently with your hands. You lift the chest, the chin, the chest, coming up to regular cobra. And then coming back down. And the last one is upward dog. So we're going to fully extend our hands and be on the tops of our feet. So again, push down, coming all the way up for up dog, and then flipping our toes under, coming into plank. Navel's tucked to the spine. And then we'll bring our knees down to the mat and kickstand our right foot out. We'll send our left foot up a little, left foot down to the bottom of the mat. And with a modified plank pose, we're going to sweep both hand and foot up off the mat. So inhale Sweeping our left hand up, left foot goes up, and then come back down. And we'll sweep again. Left hand goes up, left foot goes up, and back down. And one last time, sweeping the left hand up, left foot up, and both come back down. And you can continue that or come back to plank and join me for a side plank. So back to plank, lifting the left leg up, crossing over the right, coming onto the right hand, lifting the left hand up to the sky. And then bringing both back down, knees come down to the mat, back to tabletop, and then heels or hips to heel to child pose. Extending the hands straight out. And then back up to tabletop, tucking our toes under, lifting our hips up to downward dog. We'll walk our dog out for a moment. Hey, where's Oscar when the dog walking comes in? And then we'll slowly walk our feet up to our hands, coming into forward fold. And then sweeping our hands all the way up overhead. Palms come together. Palms come to heart center. And then feet come to the sides of the mat. Pinky toe on the edge. Heel tucked in at a 45-degree angle. And then we'll slowly lower our hips down toward the mat, bringing our torso between our legs, elbows resting on the inner part of our knees. Nice wide-legged squat. And then we'll bring our sit bones down to the mat. And we're gonna roll down the mat. So you pick your favorite way to roll down. I think I'm gonna do express today. Tuck my hands underneath and just roll back. We'll bring our knees to our chest, give them a nice hug. Maybe rock our lower back. Give our lower back a nice massage. And then we'll put our feet on the mat, and they're going to be a little wider than hip distance, but not all the way to the edge of the mat. So kind of in between the two. And we're going to do some windshield wipers. So we'll bring our arms out and palms on the floor or on the mat, but they come out a little bit to the side so you don't have your legs landing on your hands, and they can support your legs windshield wipering back and forth. So then exhale, we're going to drop our knees to the right, and then it's going to be a nice even flow that we're going to continue bringing them back up and then dropping lower to the left, and then back up again over to the right, and just continue this flow, windshield wipering. Be as slow or as fast as you need to be. We'll do a few more. And then we'll bring our knees straight up, keeping our palms down. We're gonna bring the arms right alongside us, the palms down, and then bringing our heels towards our hips, maybe touching the back of the heels with our fingertips. We're gonna come in and do a few bridge poses. So the tummy will be tucked in, your navel to your spine, and then we'll push down into our feet and lift our hips up toward the sky. Just come up as much as that's comfortable. This first one. Just relax into the pose. You feel that in my thighs. And then slowly just connect each vertebrae with the mat as you come rolling back down. And once you've landed, we'll do that a couple more times. So again, tucking your navel to the spine, creating that kind of a bowl in your belly, pushing down your feet, lifting up toward the sky. Maybe try to come up a little bit higher. Maybe your shoulders are starting to tuck under just a bit. And then slowly, again, connecting your vertebrae, your spine with the mat as you slowly roll back down. And then one last time, tucking your navel to your spine, pushing down, lifting your hips up toward the sky, and maybe the shoulder blades come up or shoulders come under a little bit. You can bring your hands underneath, interlace your fingers if you want. And then slowly releasing your hands and then releasing your spine right back down to the mat. Slowly connecting each vertebrae. And then we're going to take our feet and lift them up to the sky. And if you're able, grab the outer edges of your feet and come into happy baby. And bring the tailbone down toward the mat. Maybe just rock a little bit back and forth. Send the corners of your mouth up to each side. And then release and bring your hands and your feet back down to the mat. Sending your feet down to the bottom of the mat, out to the corners, preparing for Shavasana. Relaxing your whole body into the mat, just like you're relaxing onto a cloud. And let that cloud just slowly float all your worries away. This morning's poem is by Danna Faulds, and it's titled Joy for No Reason. I am filled with quiet joy for no reason, save the fact that I'm alive. The message I received is clear. There is no time to lose from loving, no place but here to offer kindness. No day but this to be my true, unfettered self and pass the flame from heart to heart. This is the only moment that exists. So simple, so exquisite, and so real.